So I'm glad that we have here this wonderful human being called Cornelius Dämmrich. I'm sure everyone
Thank
knows
you.
him. And I just want to say it here in front of all people. So, not that you can say in the end, I didn't mention it. If there's any question you don't like to answer, I think everyone can understand this and just say, fuck you, Max. We skipped this question.
Okay.
That's the code word. That's the secret word.
Fuck you, Max is the secret word. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All
No,
right. I'll try to remember it.
okay. Anything else I missed to say here? I think, yeah, you can skip any question you're feeling uncomfortable with. Um, we have a few questions. I wrote them down together with the chat the past week, and we
Okay.
stalked you a little bit. We also downloaded Zero Parade, but we're gonna speak about that later probably. And I
Oh,
played
yes.
the demo. I think there's the demo out now.
Yeah.
You know, so let's speak about that later. But I think it would be cool maybe to start off with a little bit of, can we call that history or your personal history and your journey, 3D journey, and how you started, and maybe what was your first baby steps in 3D and so on.
Yeah, sure. I was born in 1989 in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I was 6, I moved to West Germany and went to school there and was always interested in kind of like playing around with computers. I got my first computer when I was like around 6. So that was the old PC from my the boyfriend of my mom, and I just played old games on it and had like a very early version of Microsoft Paint on it and drew like I don't know if the player character figurines from the games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was like, I wouldn't say that was digital art, and I never thought about that like it was art or anything. It was just like a pastime activity for me. And when I was in 7th or 8th grade, I started using a Photoshop, like a pirated version of Photoshop, to make avatar and signature graphics for people in online forums for
Mm-hmm.
free. So that was my side hustle, but didn't make any money or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then a friend of mine, gave me a burnt CD with C4D version 8 on it.
Oh
And he
wow.
was like, "Yeah, let's here 3D tool." And I was like, "Oh shit, 3D tool," and played around with that. And we had like a small contest among friends who could build the coolest buildings or any stuff like that. So it was not very serious. And
Cool.
for most of my youth, that was just like I don't know, it was just like a hobby or like a side activity. So I would play video games all day after school and
Mm-hmm.
or do 3D and 2D stuff and just make pictures and put them on DeviantArt or any online forums were super big back then and was also all very German focused. So I had only German communities. I never thought about digital art as like a job or anything. It was strictly just playing around with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was that. So never any professional ambition until I had to look for a job or had to think about what I want to do with my life. Because I'm very lazy, so I was very bad at school, and
I feel you.
like I had like, so I couldn't get into universities or anything, so I had to because of my bad grades and anything. So I had to think about, okay, what am I gonna do now? And I just picked the path that was closest to doing anything with graphic design or visual stuff. In Germany, we call it Mediengestaltung.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And So yeah, anything that is related to media in any sort of way, I just picked that and got all the grades and the certificates I needed to get into university. Did that afterwards, after school, and then at some point I studied communications and design, and then it started to be a little bit more like, okay, maybe that's something I can do for a living.
Hmm.
And
Cool.
yeah, but it was never like, oh, that's my career, and I straight away knew that. It was
Hmm.
just dicking around.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, you mentioned at some point that you were doing this kind of little challenges with your friends, like
Yeah,
building stuff and uploading it to forums and so on. Do you have
yeah,
some of those renderings still? And can we take a look at one of your very earliest works? That would be super interesting. I mean, if it's not like digging
yeah,
out
sure.
or opening the
Wait,
box of Pandora or something here, but
no, I should have like super old stuff.
that would be really interesting. If you don't
Wait,
mind
let me check.
sharing your screen
No,
or something.
no. Wait, I have to look on my hard drive first before I show something
Hmm.
that is super private.
Yeah, make sure you don't leak anything, right?
Yeah. Uh, where is it? Okay. Keepsakes? There it is. Okay, that's a picture of my ID. That's maybe not
Yeah,
that
that's not
great.
for sure. Don't share that. And guys, by the way,
Yeah.
if you have any questions along the way, feel free writing them into the chat, and we can maybe at some point of the talk
Oh yeah,
we
here.
can ask some
Wait,
questions here.
I have a bunch. Wait.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I don't know how many they are, but maybe just look at a few of them. But would be
Yeah,
interesting.
okay.
Okay.
Wait, let me put Discord on the second monitor and then I can share. All right.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's how C4D looked back then.
Wow. What the hell is
So
that?
yeah, that's a very old C4D project. And yeah, I did wait, is it that one? No. That's this one. So I
Hmm.
had like no modeling skill at all and just put pipes into each other. It's just completely made out of tubes.
Hmm.
It's just
Crazy.
um yeah, I did like all kinds of weird things, and like
Oh,
this
nice.
one
I
I
love the
was like
band.
a big yeah, I was a big Corn fan back in the day.
Hmm.
And I think that was around 2006 when I made it. It's Cinema 4D
Hmm.
R10 or something.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Super old. This also,
Oh, interiors. Guys, compared to his work now, this is crazy.
yeah, that
That's.
was before I used any plugins or anything. It was
Hmm.
just C4D and nothing else. So no external render engine or anything. External render engines weren't the thing back then. You had
Hmm.
like final render stage, and C4D was always like, okay, there's no mantle ray or V-ray for that at that time. That
Hmm.
came a little bit later.
So was this like
Uh,
the what was it called? Physical renderer or something? Cinema or what?
advanced render.
Advanced render. Oh my gosh, that was
Yeah,
that was
easy. Yeah.
that was before my time. I can
Yeah,
remember physical
physical.
renderer.
Yeah, that came afterwards. Advanced render, we had so in the very early versions of C4D, like pre 2000, we had
Hmm.
AR 1.0, and this was already AR 2.0, which is a little bit more advanced, but it didn't even have real GI or anything. So it was
Okay.
just radiosity, it was called. So it's energy transport from surfaces that mimics GI in a way,
Oh,
and it
interesting.
was super slow. Uh, I think it was even maybe it was single threaded or something. I don't know. It was just awful, and you couldn't do roughness on surfaces, for example. So you had either super shiny or it was super matte, and that's
Okay.
that. and you had to fake roughness with bump, which is extremely slow, and I didn't do that. So
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Tough
and I
times.
thought this. Yeah, I thought this was the shit back then. I was like, "Oh Jesus!" Like, okay, I'm a real 3D artist now. But yeah,
Probably back then it also was, I guess. I mean,
no, it was I don't know, it was super basic. Like, didn't win any prizes with
but
that.
did people back in the days like achieved hyperrealism or realistic renderings even
Oh yeah,
then?
there were some people on CG Talk. Like back in the day, I didn't speak any English, so like the millennials from Germany who left school, we had English in school, but in Germany everything is dubbed, and we never are forced to speak English in any
Mhm.
constellation
Mhm.
or any part of life. So it's not like people from Sweden or like Scandinavia in general that grow up bilingual and speak it really well and have like and are like on a conversational level with their language ability.
Mhm.
And when you leave school in Germany, you can maybe order a drink, and that's that. So I practiced English by watching TV shows in the original language, and then I slowly opened myself up to more international communities on the internet and talking to other people. And over
Nice.
time, that helped me. And then I saw on CG Society, or the forum of CG Society back then was called the CG Talk. It's gone now, but back in the day, that was like the place. And there were like people doing there were like people working on Blizzard cinematics and stuff, and
Oh,
you
okay.
saw their works and you were like, oh shit, okay, I'm
Mm.
cooking with very little water here, and these are the big dogs,
Yeah.
right? And
By the way,
that's like a whole.
what
Mhm.
year was that rendering? And someone is asking. Lucian is asking what year it was. Can you remember the
Uh,
year?
no, can I see that
Ah, it's tricky,
here?
right? I just see the
Wait,
resolution. It's 1000 by 800 pixels, but
yeah, it was super shitty. Wait,
maybe in the yeah, if you go
yeah,
onto what was it, right
I'm
click
looking.
properties or something.
I'm looking for the image now, but I can't find it for some reason. Where is it? Like the in the folder, I mean.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think on the file you need to hold down shift and then right click, I think. Then the
yeah, I
drop
have
down
it.
menu
Wait.
is the old
Yeah,
one
yeah.
where you go into, I think,
So
right
it
at,
says modified 1st of February 2010.
okay.
But that might be wrong. Maybe I copied it or did something with it. So
Okay,
it's
wow.
either 2009 or 2010, I think.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Crazy. I was not even thinking about 3D back in that time.
Well, how old are you?
33, actually.
Okay. Well, yeah. I am 37. Am I? Yes, 37 now. I always like not always, but I forget sometimes how old I am for some reason, and
Yeah, I
have
have
to
that
think
as
about it.
well. I have that
Yeah.
too, man.
By the way, my dog wants out. Just a second.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Take your time. Um, really interesting to see how people start with their 3D stuff,
Sorry
right,
about that.
guys? No worries. All good. All good.
Okay.
No worries.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So speaking about your journey, you mentioned then that you kind of did this. What is it? An apprenticeship as a Mediengestaltung, and then you went to university and studied communication design.
yeah.
Did I understand it right?
So yeah. I had two
Hmm.
like so in Germany when you go to school you have like these things where you do a job, like a job
Hmm.
apprenticeship for like 3 weeks or something. And I did one at a dental technician
Hmm.
and one in a bakery
Okay.
where I had to get up at 3:30 every day for 2 weeks
Yeah.
and left work at 12, which was crazy for me. So I
Hmm.
took the first bus from my village where I was living. And then I did one which was like a media design apprenticeship for 3 weeks, which was the worst company and the worst job. I hated them all. I was super depressed while I was there. It was less like in the last village. It was like really on the countryside, and they said they were like media design, but all they did were like print out foils that you couldn't put on cars, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and like on windows of like businesses and stuff. And we did all that all day, and I had like a X-Acto knife and would peel these foils off so I can put them on walls and windows. And they were super shitty to me, and I had to like clean and make coffee all day, and was like, okay.
Wow.
And they were
Wow.
super proud of themselves and a little bit arrogant, because they said, yeah, well, McDonald's is one of our clients, and what
Oh
they
my
mean is
gosh.
they put the foil on some McDonald's
Windows
restaurants. And
or yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and it was like, oh wow, that's crazy, guys. Yeah, and that was my first encounter with media design. And I did another apprenticeship that was for 3 months when I was in my actual apprenticeship, which
Mhm.
was a training for a job afterwards. And then that was a little bit better. I could pretty much do whatever I want all day, and they even paid me for it.
That's
So
pretty
yeah,
cool. That's really cool.
yeah,
And
yeah, that was nice.
what was your very first job in the 3D kind of world? My like, did you already start then as a freelancer already, or did you go to a 3D
Mm,
studio, or
no, the very first job was I think that was around 2012-ish. I
okay?
did scenes for an architectural visualization guy. His name is Benjamin Springer. He's a German guy, Exorbit Art, and he opened a shop, and I built models that he wanted to sell in the shop.
Mhm. Okay.
So he started a new business for that, and I did like one or two scenes for that with like a bike and everything.
Mhm.
And yeah, I did like a bunch of modeling for him. That was my first 3D job, but before that, I wasn't even sure that I wanted to go in 3D. So I actually had like a small company with a friend where we
Mhm.
did web design.
Ah, cool.
um, so I tried that for a while, and he did all the coding and I did all the design.
Mhm.
And the very first job we landed, we were ripped off and had to go to court. So
Oh, fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't that much money compared to what you can earn today, but still, it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, speaking about
yeah,
money, how much did you earn for your first job where you said you modeled this kind of bike scene and stuff, this kind of 3D?
not much. I think 1,300 euros or something. So it
Okay.
was just, yeah, but it's like, so I worked on that for like 3 weeks,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
for the whole job. So
Okay.
usually, like today, that would be maybe two works if you have a lower day rate, 2 days.
2
So
days.
if your
Yeah,
day
yeah.
rate is like 600, which
Mhm.
isn't that crazy high actually, you would, yeah, that's like like quick shading job or something. It's not like, oh wow. But
Yeah.
yeah, back in the day, I was like, that was after my first job after university. I had like this my job in a architectural visualization company, which was the worst experience of my life. And I thought about quitting 3D
Mhm.
completely. I applied to video stores because I wanted to work as a video store clerk on the job. Like I was there, and after 2 weeks, I already looked for new jobs. I was like, okay, I can't do that. I hate my life. I hate myself. I hate everything. Um, I had to go to therapy after was kicked out of there, and everything was
Okay.
just
Okay.
crazy. Yeah, and I thought about maybe 3D and design and everything
Mhm.
is not like for me. I'm not hard enough for that. Maybe just look into being in sales, or I don't know, something
Okay. Okay.
different.
So we're
Yeah.
all happy that you didn't quit 3D.
Uh, Well, maybe in 2 years. I don't know.
But that's
I don't
probably
know.
something we all get forced to then by AI or something. But let's not speak about AI. Let's stick
Yeah.
to you mentioned like 600 euros is not a high day rate or something. And I would agree.
Well,
I would agree.
depends.
Actually that's my day rate. But
No, no, but it always depends how long are you booked for,
yeah, true.
and
That's
it's
that's
also
true.
changed.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, people said, okay, your minimum day rate should be like 400 because you have to pay
Mhm.
taxes, you have to
Mhm.
buy software, you have
Yeah.
to buy
Yeah, true.
hardware, you have to buy your tax guy, pay your tax guy, and after that, it's not like it sounds crazy. Okay, 400 a
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
right? It sounds like a much. Back in the day, it was like, what? I'm a
Yeah.
millionaire soon, but you're not booked all the time. Like you
And
have weeks where
exactly.
nobody's. Yeah,
Exactly, and I think half of it gets taken away by the government because of taxes and stuff
yeah.
like that. So that's something we're not gonna forget, and that's you also
Also,
need to mention.
you have to pay your health insurance.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when I was that was the worst day of my life when I turned 24. I had a letter from my health insurance company in my mailbox, and it said, "Yeah, well, you're not anymore insured through your parents because you're 24 now. You have to pay it yourself." It was
Mhm.
like $300 every month going going to them, and was like, "Oh God." And I was already super poor and desperate to pay my rent and food and everything. Yeah, that was not a fun day for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was back in the day that was there was a lot of struggle attached to the whole freelancing topic.
Mhm.
Today I try to like my day rate when it's short jobs it's
Mhm.
700,
Okay.
with longer jobs it's 600.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's an depending on the market, if it's a US company, I sometimes take 800. It always
Mhm.
depends on
Yeah. Yeah. That's
factors.
nice. I think it also depends on whether you're booked from a studio or if you have a direct client, for example. I think you
Yeah.
can raise the day rates a little bit more when it's a direct client.
I never work with direct clients anymore. I hate that.
Really? You don't like it
No,
or?
no, no. I avoid that like the plague. I I work with studios. They
Uh-huh.
talk to the client. They need
Yeah.
extra talent for specific tasks,
Mhm.
and like explaining people why they spend money on me and explaining my job to them. I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. And like if it's a company, like if it's an individual person wanting something, I never do that.
Mhm.
And if it's like a company that have like some sort of structure and they're used to that, but not they are not a studio, then it's okay.
Okay.
But I prefer when it's a studio, they deal with 3D artists a lot, and they just book me, and I'm one of them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
do like a specific task I'm good at, and that's that.
Yeah.
Because
100% same. Also, it's the
yeah,
same for me, but actually for me it's more like a reason it's kind of tough for me to find direct clients as well. It's pretty hard
yeah.
actually. They're not
I
reaching
also
out.
never get them. It's
Yeah.
usually always a studio
Yeah,
that
studios find
need.
3D artists quite often and quite well, but with those direct clients, I feel like you need to fight a little bit for them, and you need to reach out on your own
Yeah.
maybe to them, and then kind of pitch them
I also don't
something.
see
Or
the benefit. Like
yeah,
sometimes you have to go. Like I am too long in this whole thing to justify
hmm
and barter with them if they ask, why is that 600 euros a day? My son could do that, and I'm out. Like I don't want to even start there. It's
yeah,
if your
yeah,
son
yeah,
can do it, then why don't you ask him?
exactly, yeah.
And I just don't want any discussions. There's just like, okay, that's what I cost,
hmm
yes or no, and then that's that. It's I have to pay rent, I have to pay for all of that and
Yeah,
everything. So it's no. It's
yeah, and
very rare that. that I compromise for that.
Yeah, I think you should never actually discuss about day rates or something. Well, if they're not willing to pay you your amount of money,
Yeah.
then you just should step out and say fuck
Yeah.
off, basically. But
Find someone on
speaking
Fiverr.
about money, I
Yes.
had that question quite often, and I'm also very curious on my own. Like back in the days, a couple of years ago, NFTs were a quite big thing, right?
Yes.
And I was also like I was very happy to actually see a 3D artist like you selling for quite a good amount of money. Some NFTs,
Yes.
I think you sold them for over 200,000 or something, as
Yeah.
far as I can remember, which is a crazy amount of money actually. And
Yes.
we all know, yeah, yeah. And I think at that point, like I think a lot of digital artists thought like maybe I could live off of that. Like for example, people or anyone else, they made super good money, and they thought, what a time to be alive as a digital artist, right? I actually could
Yeah.
maybe live from my own art. And we all know what happened to NFTs, and they kind of crashed, and they're not worth anything at this point. And I'm very curious, like, do you saved a little bit of that money? Did you pay out your money? Did you bought a house? Are you a millionaire? Or
I'm not a millionaire, but I have like a very comfortable cushion right now, so
Mhm. That's
there's
cool.
still money there. I paid a lot of taxes on that.
Mhm.
Um, I have some in stocks,
Okay,
just like
cool.
as for later in life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was a very, very nice blessing for me because
Hmm?
I had like I'm not a great freelancer or anything. Like I'm not book
Ah,
all these freelancers that
don't
are booked
lowball
all
you.
the time.
Don't lowball you,
Yeah,
man.
no, but it's true. Like it's like I have the weird ability that I am very lazy and very motivated at the same time. And when I'm not interested in something, it is very hard for me to actually do the work. And so if people book me and I'm not super interested in the topic or anything, so I don't know. If you come to me as a client, say, hey, we need like 3 animations of frying pans or something, I would be like very bored of that. And
Mhm.
then when I'm
Yeah.
bored, I'm not like pushing and doing my best.
Mhm.
And that's a curse that I have. And this whole money that came from the NFTs gave me the ability to be very picky about what jobs I choose
Nice, nice.
because
Yeah.
I don't have that struggle anymore that I need to pay rent and feed myself and
Yeah.
everything. So that's not a problem right now, which is good.
Yeah.
But
100%.
it's not enough that I can just relax for the end of my days. That would
Okay.
be amazing. But well, there were others that did way better. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but it's there's still money and it's
I'm glad to
comfortable
hear.
life.
I'm glad to hear that. And I think it's always nice, especially for creative people, if they don't
Yeah.
need to face like existential problems, like how do I pay my rent this month, or I need to accept a job that sucks and that didn't spark
Oh, I
my
did that
creativity or anything.
so
Yeah,
many times. I did jobs that sucked so bad.
yeah.
I did like visualizations for Deutsche Bahn where I did for 3 months like train stations and they all looked so shit. And it was paid so bad. Like it was not directly for Deutsche Bahn, but like for a guy who did that and he lowballed them and was like, yeah, well, I will hire a bunch of people who do it for cheaper. And
Oh my
yeah, and
gosh.
he took the biggest cut from that and it was the nightmare.
Yeah.
I hated my life and it was like there were several points in my career where I thought, okay, no more 3D, just become a gardener or something. And after that NFT thing happened, that all
Mhm.
went away in a way, and it was very nice.
Nice. Yeah, I think
And
actually well deserved. I think
thank
I don't
you.
know how you see yourself, but I always saw you more, and I was a super. I mean, for me, when I started with 3D, you were one of the very first persons I discovered within this whole 3D universe. And you always were, for me, um, like a more like a real artist instead of a designer. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah,
you,
that's nice. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I
you're
understand.
actually created more like very nice art pieces instead of like boring kind of product designs or whatever. And that was for me back in the days like really outstanding, because I saw so many also great designers. Don't get me wrong, guys. So for example, like Vincent Schwenk, he was also one of the very first 2D artist I discovered, and he was doing something completely different. Like he was doing this kind of design stuff, and you always did this very art related, nice masterpiece that are maybe
I
not
mean that
living. Yeah, sorry.
that
Go
that
on.
was always what, like, coming back to the thing, I just do what interests me, where I don't feel that it feels like work.
Hmm.
I mean, it's still hard to do, and it's a struggle. Like when I'm working on a big piece or something, it
Hmm.
takes weeks, and it's just like at some point I lose my mind and everything. But it's still, there's that feeling that I am during the process not like I can take it,
Hmm.
and not questioning, oh God, why am I doing this? Like, when you're like stuck in a job and it's going for months and you're just doing shit that will do nothing for yourself or the world or whatever,
Yeah,
and you just sit there and be like, why even bother? Because it's fucking frying pan. It's just an
yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah,
Or it's just some office building in some country. I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
Why would anyone care about that fucking office building? So eh.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I need like this thing that gives me that
Importance,
drive.
importance, like
Yeah,
weight
or
in the
even if
world or
it's
something.
just like curiosity from my side.
Hmm.
I mean, what I'm doing, I'm not curing cancer. I'm
Hmm.
making pretty pictures for people on the internet, pretty
Yeah,
much. But it's still interesting to me, interesting enough that I can keep going,
yeah,
and that's all that matters in that moment
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
And yeah, so that's always like a driving factor. And I really like, I envy people. I know a lot of people, they have that business savvy sense in a way.
Hmm.
They're like, okay, when I do this job and then I can make money, and then I can, like, maybe we can go
Hmm.
bigger and then we get more clients, but they don't care at all about the output, or it's like they can push that away.
I.
Obviously, these people are creative still, and they have like, they would rather do something cool, but they have that ability to push that away,
Hmm.
the what the fuck am I doing feeling of
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
and I
I get it,
can't.
I get it. Yeah, I think that those are also the people that would probably prefer AI just in for the sake of creating faster and making more money and stuff like that. I feel like sometimes those kind of people, they're lacking soul, which I find in your art piece a lot.
Maybe.
I think there's a lot of passion and soul in your art pieces. So
Thank
actually,
you.
I also wanted to speak about some of your art pieces, some of your
Oh yes.
masterpieces, and some of your latest. I mean, maybe I can share my screen or you can share. Let me just do
Well,
it.
you can share your screen. You
Yeah,
can go on my website or
yeah. Should
something.
we
I
go
don't
onto
know.
your website or is Instagram good as
Oh
well?
no, website is always higher quality and
Okay,
everything. Yeah.
and let's go onto your website. I know you created some art pieces, like for example the Octane loading screen, and this one
Yeah.
was very very nice. Um,
Yeah.
and
That's the one I did on Twitch.
oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And I also know that you always kind of hiding a little Easter egg there, right? I
Yeah.
saw that on a interview
Sometimes.
with you. Yeah, sometimes okay, yeah. But I think on those bigger projects there were some Easter eggs, some little pictures of you maybe or something. I think here
Yeah.
there you can see the Zomax poster in the right corner. And we had a very funny question last week. So some people were asking, in which of your projects would you most likely see yourself living? because I think those kind.
Um,
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
so hmm,
Is
see
it a tricky one?
myself living.
Yeah.
Like if I want to live there by myself or that are closest to reality.
I think the question is more like, mm, w- mm, where do you see yourself, like the closest of your, like I think let me explain it the other way around, because I feel like art is always about expressing yourself, right? And
Yeah,
I also feel like, especially with your art pieces, they seem to me that it's like a very deep expression of your inner self,
yeah.
which is super nice, and it's also super intimate. And I was asking myself, like, mm, what is maybe the biggest, or the biggest expression of your inner self? Like, where do you felt like I really showed the world who I am? Or
That would be the kitchen or the LAN party, I think. So the
okay,
kitchen,
yeah, let's maybe go
um,
first into the kitchen. I think it was this one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that I did during the time when I was at that horrible first job I had for 7
Mm-hmm.
months.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in week 1 I started that in my off time because I couldn't stand making pretty kitchens all day.
Mm-hmm.
And um yeah, that was just like a personal piece, and I lived in a very shitty shared flat back then, which was super nasty and looked a little bit like that actually, like not that messy, but in
Mm-hmm.
a way like the kitchen layout was very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And we had also this open water heater and bunch of stuff and dirty dishes lying around. We
Mm-hmm.
obviously didn't have the destroyed floor or the sex toys or the eggs and tipped
Mm-hmm.
over garbage and anything, but we had like these posters, and it was all like if you would take meth in that shared flat and be like that for like a year, then it would look like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like it was like kind of a little bit of therapy,
Mm-hmm.
really,
Mm-hmm.
to do that after work, like as a countermeasure to the stuff I did all day,
Yeah.
just to keep myself sane. So I would say this is maybe the most therapeutic one, and
Mm-hmm.
then the LAN party is
Mm-hmm.
just because I
Let's maybe stick
lived in.
to this for 1 second.
Yeah,
Um, so you would say that this actually reflects your kind of shitty work and your inner self that you had back in the day. You were like
yeah,
a little bit depressed, and you didn't like your job, and
yeah,
okay, nice, yeah,
100%.
okay, yeah, that's really really deep, and thanks for opening yourself.
This
Actually,
is
it's
it's
really
all
really
public knowledge.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's really interesting. It's really interesting for me. And by the way, I was also living in a flat share back in the days, and I can totally relate to this kind of dirty dishes and dirty kitchen
Yeah,
stuff. I mean, obviously, this is a little bit extreme with also the floor being damaged and so on. But
yeah. It was
it's yeah, I can definitely relate to that.
yeah, it was
Um,
around 2013 I made that, I think, or it was released
mhm.
in 2013.
I I think I remember also when I saw this for the first time, and I was like a super beginner with I think Blender back in the days. And I thought this
Yeah,
one is so fucking realistic. This was probably the first work I thought that's a photo. I mean, nowadays I can spot some areas that
yeah,
look a little bit CG-ish to me, but I feel like on a first glimpse you have so many details, and it looks so
yeah,
nice. And you also did the spider webs and stuff. I mean, how long did it
yeah.
take to create this actually?
7 months.
7 months. Okay, crazy.
Yeah.
I
Like,
f-
not full time, obviously,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so only after work, like on the weekends, maybe longer. And it was also like the process itself was not like super straightforward. I was using V-Ray back then, and the V-Ray for C4D was super buggy
Hmm.
and crashed a lot, and you had like these very funky workarounds you had to do to make it work. But it's overall it was, yeah, around 7 months, like over the period of 7 months. But like I couldn't tell you how long it actually was in work days.
Mhm.
because sometimes it was 2 hours, then 4 hours, sometimes it was 12 hours even. So yeah, it's
Okay, I think some people are saying that we're having a little bit of lags. Maybe it's because I was sharing my screen though. For you as well.
I can
Maybe is it
share mine.
guys? Is it getting better when I stop sharing the screen? God damn, I hate the bitrate on German internet. Thanks for letting me know actually that it is laggy. Let me know, guys, if it's getting better right now. That would be super interesting. And maybe you can share your screen. Uh,
Yes, sure. Wait.
yeah. I don't know. It's not laggy on my side right now, but guys, please let me know. Give me some feedback if it's getting better. Um, I feel like you seem to be not laggy at all on my side, but obviously,
I don't know.
yeah.
I have no issues here.
Okay, yeah, for me it's also fine. God damn, I sometimes have problems with internet. It's just Germany sucks. I'm at Vodafone.
Oh,
it's
nah.
just it's just shitty. But yeah, they actually were the only one. Now it's holded for almost a minute. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
what?
Oh, that is crazy.
No.
Should we maybe restart the stream? I don't know if that helps. Wow, that's crazy.
I have an advert running. I mean, we can obviously, if you want, can just restart it.
I don't know if that helps. Yeah, it's looking good now. Someone is saying it's looking good. Maybe if we get a little bit more feedback. I think it might be probably because due to sharing the screen. Could be.
Hmm. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe if you want to share your screen and we can speak a little bit about the LAN party, that would be
Yes,
interesting
I
as well.
already shared.
Ah,
You
okay.
can.
Sorry. Okay, I was on your
That's great.
face. Ah, okay. There we go. So
Yeah.
let me know, by the way, guys, in the chat if it's getting better. Neon Gold says, yeah, it's looking good now. It's better now, yes. Okay, lol.
Tip top.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's probably, god damn, my low bit rate or something. Actually, I should have 1 gigabit rate. But yeah, sorry for that, guys.
That's fine, I think.
Okay, yeah, let's speak about the LAN party. And I actually was super excited when I saw this because I think everyone remembers the golden era of LAN parties, right? When you sit
I mean,
there.
the younger people don't actually. Like, if you ask Gen Z people who are like in their 20s now, I don't think they had this
Yeah,
when they grew up.
that's like actually core memories I created back in these days.
Uh,
Like I remember playing Counter-Strike 1.6 and Warcraft
yes.
3 and all those
Oh,
kind
yes.
of fun maps in Warcraft 3 and Quake. What
Yeah.
was it? Quake 2 or Quake
Quake
3?
3.
Quake 3, yeah,
Quake
yeah.
3.
Quake
Yeah.
3 was quite common. Um
Yeah. I had
yeah.
like I have so many fond memories about that time that I thought it would be time to make something like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Like, I planned that whole image in my head for like 3 or 4 years. And
Yeah.
it was like technically very difficult to pull off, but like, or I thought it would be, but in the end it just magically worked. Like, the
Mhm.
whole production wasn't that crazy
Mhm.
if you look back at it now, but it's yeah, was very nice to work on that. It was also the longest piece I ever did. I worked on that for over a year, I think.
Mhm. Okay, crazy.
And
Yeah, I think
yeah, with all there's also like an animation and everything, and it
okay,
was
yeah.
just like insane. But a lot of fun. Yeah,
Yeah, can we actually
I
go
loved it.
through the animation as well? Can we take a look at it? I think
Yes,
I've seen
we
it,
can.
but it's been a while, so let's watch this maybe together. 1003. Oh yeah. I remember it. Those chairs.
Can you hear the music too?
Yeah, good question. I can hear it. I don't know if the chat can. I hope so. I hope so. Really, really good. So many details, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Oh, here we have a little making of. And it's all been done with Cinema 4D and Octane, right?
Yeah, there's like a ton of tools I use for that. So it's
Okay.
not like just one.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was very elaborate how we did that. For example, these CRT effects are real CRT effects. So my friend Alex Rich, who I worked on the Zero Parades launch trailer, he did the he used to be a DP, and he filmed that from a real CRT and wiggled on the SCART cable, so it's real actual CRT footage.
Okay.
The cables were partly made with Houdini. A lot of cloth sims are made with Marvelous Designer. The
Mm-hmm.
UVs I did in Rism, Substance Painter. Like there's like a whole suite um, of software I used for that, or in general, I use a lot of software these days, but
Okay.
it's not just only C4D.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. But obviously, in the end, you rendered it with Octane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also written Octane. And how do you
Yeah.
manage? I always felt like maybe it's getting better these days, but Octane was super struggling with a lot of assets, and when the poly count became quite high, and I guess there was quite a high poly count because with all those details, or
Yeah.
I don't know if you used
I,
instancing or something because
yeah, I always use instancing. Like
yeah.
I'm so used to Octane now that I don't feel that that's with the rising VRAM you have in your cards, it's not really a problem anymore.
Okay.
Um, so obviously you need to budget a little bit here and there, but it's still fine. Octane can handle it very well and feels very like at some point it doesn't feel as snappy anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know how to work around optimizing your scene and keeping the mesh density not like insanely crazy and using instances for everything where it makes sense, then it's like all the PCs are instances, for example. I made like a set of 12 different computers and
Mm-hmm.
monitors, and then the combination of them is very random, and then it's
Okay,
using
okay.
instances for that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Pro-
Also
but
like the cans and the
yeah,
bottles
that's
and
what I wanted to
everything.
say. Yeah, the
Yeah,
cans
yeah.
probably as well. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
also the floppy disks that are laying
Yeah, yeah.
around and so on. Yeah.
Everything that is in that scene more than once is an instance, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, awesome.
Except for the cables, but the cables are not that expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are probably just splines, and then I don't know if you need to
Yeah, and a
wrap stuff around.
Vellum sim for
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, really, really nice project. And like we were speaking before with that kitchen that you had were in this kind of time where you felt a little bit depressed with the job and so on. It was like a expression of your feelings back in the days, and this was more
Yeah.
like, if I understood it right, it was more like a homage to that time, more like a nostalgic
Yeah.
kind of vibe to this LAN party era where
Yeah. I have
okay.
like my probably my closest friend I have is Lukas Gutziel, and
Mm-hmm.
Lukas he also made the music for that. He's a musician and a software engineer and does all kinds of cool things. And so we hang out in Discord every now and then, and we had that phase where we watched like old German TV documentaries about LAN parties. So
Mm-hmm.
there was one that's called Bum Bum Ballerland Hudelan 1999 or something like that. So it's like It's like a TV report on
Mhm.
like German national TV about like a LAN party in the 90s, and it's very old. You can find it on YouTube, and you see all these cool characters that talk about like why the beamer isn't working or why they lose power all the time, and you just see like the just a bunch of geeky teenagers doing a LAN party,
Nice.
and it's very like we remember these days because we were there, like not at that actual LAN, but we know the struggle. Like, okay, you go to a LAN party and your friend's PC isn't starting anymore. Well, guess we
Mhm.
install Windows again, and that will take 2 hours because it's Windows
Yeah.
2000 or XP or I don't know. And like, and then you had all these. We didn't have internet back then, and
Mhm.
everyone brought like a bunch of CDs, and everyone installed Command and Conquer Generals, or I don't know. And it
Mhm.
was just like this whole vibe. Like, and there was one guy who had his first flat screen TFT monitor on the LAN, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's so flat." And the other guys bought their CRTs, which were super heavy, and then there was one guy who had like a 17-inch CRT, which was
Mhm.
even heavier, and yeah, all that things. Like at some point on a LAN party, I disassembled my PC because I wanted to try out the graphics card of a friend and put
Mhm.
it in mine, and was like super impressed how fast it was compared to mine and
Nice.
all that stuff. And you would just sit there with your, like, we were all like 15, and what did you do? You shared movies, music, and porn and games. That's
Yeah.
pretty much all you did for the first day, and then you would play games and
Mhm.
eat crazy amounts of unhealthy food. And after 48 hours, some people crashed and slept, and some people, there were like a LAN party with 10 people, and in the end, 7 would be sleeping and 3 would still playing
Yeah, yeah, the hardcore
Warcraft.
guys.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's just like all these memories, like from these days, because it was all like my wife always says that we are the last generation, like the people who grew up during that time,
Mhm.
and we're like we grew up to be tech savvy in a way. Like the computer and tech world was still niche enough and shitty, so you had to know your way around it, and it wasn't that easy to figure things out because it's not like there was no YouTube or anything, no
Yeah.
tutorials on
Yeah, yeah.
how to set up subnet masks on a network or anything. You had to
Yeah.
just like struggle through that on a LAN party, and you couldn't call anyone. And so we
Exactly, yeah.
grew up having to fix our own problems. And nowadays, when teenagers, they have like different issues and different
You
struggles,
they
but
just
like
use ChatGPT and ask stuff, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, I do as well, right? So
Yeah, obviously we're using it nowadays as well. I also remember like
yeah,
back in the days, I bought the Computerbild Spiele. I don't know if you know this magazine. I don't know if
yeah,
it's even
yeah.
around anymore, but I
I
think
think it is. Yeah,
it probably is because it was quite huge. And I bought it because I wanted to know a few G codes for Pokemon back in the days and stuff like that. And you had no internet
yeah.
where you can just Google it or something like that. So that was really a thing.
I always had the soft, like I had a big PlayStation phase in my youth, and I always bought the soft sale cheat checker, which was like a book. It
Hmm.
was that thick, and I had like 5 of them, like different editions,
Hmm.
and they were always like cheat codes for GTA 2 to have unlimited ammo or something. And
Yeah.
because I played on the PlayStation, and then I just wanted to like get the tank or something. I was
Hmm.
young and wasn't online anyway. So, and yeah, I remember buying these guides for games so I could like back then I had a GameStar, you know GameStar?
Hmm. Yeah, I think.
The German magazine
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
GameStar. We had like I had like a subscription for that, and they would also have guides to go through story games because you couldn't look things up. And like today, you just Google it. But like, where
Yeah.
do I find the best sword in Elden Ring? Or I don't know.
Yeah, Ika is asking a question. Is it possible to
Yeah.
ask? He mentioned from beginning design was strictly hobby. Why that? Was it because of parents or something? But let me. I'm just human, guys. I need to go to the toilet real quick. If you don't
Yes.
need to do a toilet break on your own, you can maybe answer that question. I
Yes,
don't.
I answer it.
Okay,
I
so
will answer
okay,
that.
guys,
Wait,
I'm back in a second.
let me
So
pull
yeah,
up the chat in the time.
yeah,
So um yeah, design was strictly a hobby because it was so small. Like I come from a time where like computer graphics and all that stuff wasn't like really big, especially in Germany. That was like really like a niche thing. And I also didn't take it very serious. Like my parents, they had no issue with that. They supported me. Yes. And that was my wife asking if she can feed the dog. So yeah, back in the day, it was just like nothing anyone took serious, and it was like super nichey and small. And like today, you have like design agencies and everything, but back in the day, they weren't as many design studios around, and also not 3D studios. Like 3D was super smallish, and the people who were doing it, this was just like a very tightly knit community. Like maybe internationally it was bigger, but like here in Germany it was like just a couple hundred guys maybe. And um yeah, it was just small and unimportant enough to just do it as a hobby, really. Because I had no, like, I never, like, back in the day, I also never thought about money or jobs in general. I was just interested in playing video games and doing fun things, I guess, like taking apart computers,
being at LAN parties.
being at LAN parties, or watching
Yeah,
The Matrix. I don't know. It's just like there was no ambition for anything like that, really. There was just no thinking about career
mm,
or paying rent. That all came after I moved out.
fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Let's circle a little bit back to your projects, and thank you very much for showing this LAN party project and the kitchen project.
sure.
Uh, I do want to speak about your maybe latest project, the Zero Parade
Mhm.
one. I think it is the latest,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, at
Yeah.
least the latest published one. Probably you're working on something else.
No, actually, I didn't do any 3D since then, and
Okay.
tomorrow starts production on another project, which is a client project, but I can't say anything. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but
sure, sure.
like on personal work, I do different kind of things right now.
Mhm.
I have a 3D printer now. I did a lot of 3D printing projects recently that are not public yet. Like I did the
Nice.
bigger one, but it's nothing I can share yet. Also, like
No
I don't
worries,
know,
no
just
worries.
do smaller stuff. A lot of software engineering, vibe coding. Like I made a software actually that simulates a CRT monitor
Mhm.
and all these
Pretty
fun
cool.
things.
So we're having a reason once those projects released, we have a reason to redo another maybe
Yes,
part two of a lovely
yeah,
stream.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
S- so about Zero Parade, you worked on the trailer, right? And you
yeah,
worked on some shots for it. Um.
yeah. So it's uh, to circle back a little. So there was in London in 2016-17 there was an event
Mhm.
called industry workshops. That was there were like a bunch of guys from ILM and all like bigger studios in the UK, and also like people from the community. And I was invited to be a speaker
Mhm.
there. and
Cool.
there I met a guy named Mik Metsnitz from Estonia, and he was one of the first guys who worked on the video game called Disco Elysium, which
Oh
is from
yeah, yeah.
Studio Sound,
Hmm.
and which won a lot of awards. And there's like
Very
a whole
popular. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's like they also have like a bunch of legal trouble right now with X-Riders, and it's like a whole other topic. But it's
Hmm.
uh pretty much he's still working there, and a lot of the other guys who worked on Disco Elysium as well, and they're doing the new game, which is Zero Parades.
Hmm.
And like we were in contact over the years and talked, and he was like, okay, Cornelius, we want to make a trailer, can you maybe help us, or shall we do that together? And I was like, sure.
Hmm.
And then I asked my friend Alex if he wants to be part of that, and he was like, yes sir. And then we did a trailer in a very short amount of time,
Nice. Yeah,
actually.
let's watch it together maybe. Why not?
Yes.
So you basically were part of the trailer, but you didn't work on the game itself, right? Or
uh
did I
Wait.
understand it right? Or
um yes, I didn't work on the
okay.
game. Sorry. So I didn't work on the game directly.
Hmm.
Uh, like maybe some things I did for the trailer influenced the game in a way that where characters are positioned or something. But it's like not that I worked on the actual game.
Okay.
Um, yes.
Okay. Hmm. That shot is so good. I love this one.
Relentless, magnetic. Her name was Herschel. Dark gold hair, a well-worn life beneath. A dandelion puff, waiting to be blown. She tried to look out for me. For us. None of it mattered in the end. Everything she touched rippled into failure.
Really nice concept art as well, I think.
Yeah, it's
Really nice
crazy.
stuff.
There are such a bunch of nice people there and super talented and skilled, and they're
Yeah.
just it was the time frame was brutal, but working with them was very cool
Cool,
experience.
cool. Yeah,
We
yeah.
worked on that for 3 weeks. That
Wow.
whole thing was made in 3 weeks,
Wow.
and I did like 12 to 16-hour shifts every day, even on the
Oof.
weekends. Yeah,
Oof.
like not only me, Alex as well, and then we
Mm.
had animator called Greg Simmers who also did the character animations for that, and was hard, but worth it.
Hmm. Yeah, I played the demo that just came out, I think, 1 week ago
Yeah,
or something. And it's like, personally, I think it is very similar to Disco Elysium, but I'm not
yeah,
really into that kind of genre. So it's like
yeah,
you're just walking around and you're basically like talking a lot and trying to figure out what's going on, and you're playing a spy and so on. I think it's a really,
yeah.
really cool idea, and I think a lot of people are into this genre. For me, it was a little bit tough. Do you actually play it yourself? Are you in this kind of genre of games, or
Yeah. I
yeah?
played Disco Elysium.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. Like I'm a big RPG fan. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love RPGs, and I played the early version, like before the demo came out. Like I have some special treatment, but
Yeah, of course,
yeah,
obviously.
it's I love these kinds of games. I haven't finished the version I have yet, but
Mm-hmm.
it's it's like super up my alley. These kind of
Okay,
games,
cool,
and
cool.
like story-driven RPGs. It's pretty
Yeah.
much all I care about when it comes to gaming. Like I
Nice.
enjoy like playing shooters as well, like playing
Mhm.
Battlefield or something. But it's always like there's a phase where I play it for 2 weeks and then it's okay. I
Yeah,
don't need
yeah.
more of that. And like if you give me Elden Ring, I spent 200 hours on that and play it several times, and it's just
So
different for me.
very skill-based games as well. Like Elden Ring is probably super hard as far as I know. I played Dark
Ah,
Souls 2, I think, and
yeah.
I think I played it until mid of the entire game, around 50 or 60%. And some of the bosses
Elden
were
Ring,
quite
Elden Ring
hard.
isn't that crazy. Like there's obviously bosses in Elden Ring that are super crazy, especially like in the DLC. But because it's an open world game, you can just go somewhere else and over
Mhm.
level, or I don't know, find some other strategy that makes it easier.
Okay,
But
fair enough.
I mean, it's a hard game, but it's not undoable.
Mhm.
Like, it's very doable if you
Sure, sure.
just maybe read a little bit about it and just like, because it's as all, I'm not like a skilled gamer. Like I love video games. I played video games for my whole life, but
Mhm.
it's like not that I have crazy reflexes or I'm super smart or anything. It's just like I enjoy it and I
I
love
I've
the design and the world and
I feel like you're
just
lowballing yourself again. Very sympathetic, but I
nah.
think that's not true. I think you're probably a super
It's
good
just
game.
like how I see myself, right? So,
Yeah.
like, if you ask my wife about all the bullshit I talk sometimes, so it's always depends. Like, yeah, like you have always a little bit different self-image about yourself,
Yeah, true.
and yeah. So,
Very, very sympathetic. So I have another question
sure.
that maybe adds up here quite well. Do you have an unpopular opinion about the 3D industry? And if yes, what is your most unpopular opinion about the 3D industry? Obviously,
Uh, what is an unpopular opinion?
for example, Maya will be the best 3D software in 2027, or Unreal Engine will rule them all to be in the Lord of the Rings genre or jargon.
I don't know if it's unpopular. I
Mhm.
just think there's just hype phases and they
Mhm.
come and go, and Unreal Engine was one of them, and
Yeah, I
it's a
agree.
game engine, and that's okay for games, but it's not like a 3D DCC killer like everyone said
Yeah,
like 3 years ago.
yeah.
Um, Same goes for Blender. Blender is a 3D software that's very powerful and it's cool for people to get into the whole 3D topic because it's
Mhm.
free and I love it for that reason, but it's not like Blender has certain superpowers that other
Yeah.
DCCs don't have. It at the end of the day, it comes down to your technical ability. Like, I don't know, if you give a mediocre artist Blender,
Mhm.
he's not gonna be better than with any
Mhm.
other software. He's just gonna be mediocre. And
Yeah.
if you give a crazy good artist and he's motivated enough to learn Blender, he will be crazy good in that, or Maya
True.
or whatever. There's certainly some aspects of Blender that there's always that bias of people who worked in, like, for example, if you give me Blender now
Mhm.
and tell me, okay, this is how you do pipes, for
Mhm.
example, or this is how you, I don't know, some specific thing I do a lot in C4D, I will obviously tell you, well, that's shit how they do it. Why don't they use a spline there and whatever?
Mhm.
It's a destructive workflow. Fuck that. You have the same thing with people who work 99% in Houdini. Like Alex has that a lot. Alex
Mhm.
Rich, the guy I did Zero Parades with,
Mhm.
and he fucking hates Cinema 4D. And he's like, what the fuck? That's 2 clicks in Houdini. just do it in Houdini. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm dumb as fuck. And Houdini is just like a little bit too complex. I know my way around Houdini a little bit, but not
Mhm.
like on the same level. Like he does crazy stuff in that.
It's funny.
But
It's funny that you say it like that, because I always felt like people are saying it the other way around. When they start Houdini, for example, they say like it's
yeah,
2 clicks in Cinema 4D to create this kind of cloner setup or whatever. And
yeah,
inside
it
of Houdini,
depends on
yeah,
what you do. Like obviously for cloners, it's easier
hmm
to have like a quick working thing. But let's say I want to reproject these UVs and then read out the point attributes and feed them to cloth sim.
hmm
Well, have fun doing that in Cinema 4D. You can't, or you
yeah,
have to write like a whole crazy setup for that and like Python, or I don't know. It's there's certain things in Houdini that are very easy to do and are straight up impossible to do
yeah,
in Cinema 4D. And
Sp-
Cinema 4D is just like a everyday artist DCC, and Houdini is more like an IDE. Really, it's
yeah,
like in development and in environment, because you
yeah,
have like you just go on several levels deeper on what you can do. Obviously, that comes with the price of a higher learning curve, but yeah. So I appreciate Houdini. I'm
mhm,
obviously faster in Cinema 4D because it's like home turf. I don't even have to think about what I'm doing with my hands anymore. It's just like muscle memory.
mhm.
And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Speaking about Houdini, I remember a short period of that you had where you were learning Houdini or something. As far I think I
I
can
still
remember.
am.
Yeah, you started
Yeah, I
learning it
do
or something.
some. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do small setups here and
hmm
there, like things I don't want to do in cinema because of speed, or like
Okay.
I'm trying building like small systems. Like right now, I'm trying to build a pipe system that grows pipes along a surface in a certain
hmm
way. Um, I do like worn edges. I have like several systems for worn edges for
hmm
like hard surface objects where you can just chip away like little corners and everything. And like my piece here, wait, I can
Yeah.
show you on my
See.
website.
hmm Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Uh, this one, all the snow I made with Houdini. Like this is
Nice.
all Houdini. Like all the icicles here, the snow on the car,
hmm
the snow in the air.
Yeah,
Uh,
really cool. I also like the
yeah,
look a lot. That's super nice.
yeah, that snow that builds up a little bit on that edge here and
hmm
everything. That's all Houdini. So I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Nice.
But especially like with the poly count that has, it
Mhm.
was just easier to do in Houdini.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. We need to convince you more that you dodge Cinema 4D at all and come to Houdini.
Yeah, the thing is with Cinema 4D, it's very easy to push out things fast.
hmm
And like I think that will come over the years when I work more and more in Houdini and get more comfortable with it, so that I don't have to think about certain things anymore. Like yeah, right now, like Vex, for example, I
hmm
can't do Vex for days. It's just like
Yeah,
it's complicated for me.
I
So
feel you. I'm also not doing a lot Vex. I'm doing this visual VOPs and stuff. I feels easier to
yeah,
me. Um,
yeah.
but speaking about software, I think this is a good bridge to the next topic. We spoke about Cinema 4D and stuff, and I don't know if you've seen it lately. Probably you have. Maxon was releasing this kind of new software, digital twins, and I think everyone was going bonkers because it's. Haven't you seen it? Yeah, yeah. Look
I
it
don't
up
know.
for yourself. It's pretty nice that you haven't seen it. It's basically an AI tool by Maxon that creates
Hmm.
product renderings based on AI, and you can feed in some cat data or step data or OBJs or something. For example, I think
Yeah.
this kind of watch is an OBJ or an FBX, and you can
Uh,
kind of quickly create AI generated backgrounds and scenes and stuff. Um,
okay.
yeah, and
I
actually,
mean,
yeah. Sorry.
I mean, from a company perspective, I understand that because they're Maxon is owned by Nemetschek, and Nemetschek is an share like an openly traded company. And if the shareholders say, "Well, AI is the new thing now, and we need to make money," so Maxon has to do that. I don't know if I'm not interested in Gen AI when it comes to images. Like I love vibe coding because I'm not a software engineer, and it's very fascinating for me to do crazy software projects on the side or websites and everything. It's just fun for me, but it's like when it comes to something I actually can do myself, it's boring. So
yeah.
I don't know how software engineers feel about that. I know a lot of software guys who also embrace AI. Like, can you call it Gen AI? Probably it's also Gen
Probably.
AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like when it comes to coding, it feels a little bit different for me because I have no shares in that really. But when it comes to making images, just like prompt based stuff, it's just
Yeah.
boring for me to
Yeah.
I like the control. But from a business standpoint, I can understand that in a way.
Yeah.
It's just nothing I'm really interested in.
It's it's totally the same for me, but I feel like there was a big critique in the community that said like basically a lot work, especially in the commercial industry, like product renderings and stuff is done in Cinema 4D. And it feels like they're kind of backstabbing their own community by building an AI tool that provides the clients with basically creating product renderings quite quickly on their own with this tool. They just load up the FBX file and then they start prompting, and you kind of also have the consistency because of the FBX file, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe now I have an unpopular opinion. So the thing is,
Okay.
it obviously is gonna happen, and it's gonna happen more and more. And it feels like that if this is enough, if your only justification to have a job or be in that industry is that you can push out these images and that quick and dirty generator from Maxon takes away all your jobs, maybe you need to adapt. That's
Okay.
just an observation. It's not like well, what the AI bros say, but it's obviously gonna happen more and more.
Yeah.
And maybe wasn't a safe base for you to put on all your career on
Okay.
in the first place. Just being able to make a watch design that doesn't look crazy. To be fair, it's just nothing I would put in my portfolio. It looks very basic. But like if I do a watch design and like for example I want to visualize an old Casio which like cracked display and has like little chips like a well-worn Casio watch and make it like a really good like shots of it that are super high fidelity and everything. I don't think AI can do that on that level yet. Maybe it can, I don't know. But when it's just like this I don't know. I don't want to bash people who do these kind of things, but it's just like a little bit more medium, right? A little bit
Yeah.
more like not entry level, but it's just like something you see on Behance all the time. It's nothing like to
Mediocre.
write
Yeah.
home. Yeah, it's just like it's not bad, but it's also not like you don't win awards with that.
Yeah.
Then
True.
maybe it's time to push in another direction.
Yeah,
Maybe. I don't
I
know.
totally agree, but I think for a lot of people they were doing such kind of jobs, money jobs just to
Yeah.
obviously we all need to pay bills and stuff, and I feel like they were using Cinema 4D for that. I don't know,
Yeah.
probably, and it kind of feels like Maxon is backstabbing a
I
little
mean,
a part of the community. with this kind
Companies
of
are not your friends.
yeah. Yeah,
Always
that's
remember that it's a company.
yeah, true.
The
True.
purpose of them is to make money.
True, yeah. That's a
You
good point.
might be friends. Like I have, like back in the day, I had a lot of friends who worked at Maxon, and I still
Mhm.
know people who work there, and I like them a lot.
Mhm.
But I like the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not the company, and the
Exactly.
company in itself it's not a friend.
Yeah.
It's like you have like maybe a good relationship with them or anything, and it's fine, but it's not like they don't do things to make me happy or to make users happy. They make
Mhm.
money. That's their business, and that's the thing for almost all companies out there,
Yeah.
especially the ones who are very successful. So always keep that in mind
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit. So they do what's best for them,
Yeah.
and when it's at the same time doing well for people, then it's cool. But if not, then well, don't get too attached.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so like
That's a good point,
again,
yeah.
what I said from a business standpoint, from Maxon's point of view, that makes sense because it's all the big hype topic right now to make something
Mhm.
with AI. And if there's another hype topic at some point, they will do that. And they have to, because it's a publicly traded company, and that's just how the world works. That's
Exactly.
capitalism.
Exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't fight you about this opinion.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
maybe yeah,
obviously, it's sad for the people who do
yeah.
that. That, like, don't get me wrong. It would be cool if anyone can just do their thing, and there's no tech advancement that takes away jobs or anything. But that's just the reality we live in now. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a web designer right now.
Same,
Also,
same,
like,
bro.
it's just
Yeah.
like maybe not right now.
Yeah, maybe not the
Yeah,
best time to be a web designer. Yeah. Let's
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
stay on the topic of AI and stuff for a little bit, and then we have a question here in the chat by Dennis.
Mhm.
I didn't forget about the question. I saved it, but let's stay on the AI topic. I think one big question that also people really wanted to know from you is, how do you personally feel about AI? Are you afraid of it? What do you think about the future of the 3D industry in general? Like,
And it always depends on my day, when you ask me. Like sometimes I
okay.
like when I see there's like that's super faceted when it comes to AI. Really, like I said, as I said earlier, like I love. Recently, I discovered vibe coding with
Mhm.
Claude Code,
Yeah.
and it's so amazing. It feels very cool, and it's just like it enables me to do things I couldn't do ever,
Mhm.
right? And it's super fast and it's mind blowing.
Mhm.
Um, but when it comes to Gen AI in terms of images, when I see, okay, they did that with AI, I immediately lose interest because I'm
Yeah,
like,
same.
okay. I
Yeah.
mean, it looks all there are things that look very cool and they're very pretty, and like there's like some AI artists who do things that look very nice, but then I see, okay, it's AI, then it's just like, okay, well, whatever. The wow factor vanishes
Yeah.
pretty quickly, and my like recently I made like I vibe coded myself a photo website for my photography hobby
Mhm.
thing, right? And also like another website, like a whole bunch of websites. And I just, as a placeholder, used an AI logo I made with ChatGPT, and I
Mhm.
put it on there. And my wife said, "Okay, well, why do you use AI for that? You're a graphic designer. You can do the logo yourself." And I was like, "Yeah, it's just a placeholder. It was very fast." And then she said, "Well, you have to look at it like that. If you would feel comfortable publicly admitting that you made it with AI, then leave it in there.
Mhm.
But if it's something you feel shame about, then
Mhm.
don't use it at all." And when it comes to coding, for example, I would say I vibe coded it. I'm not a software engineer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't write Python, like I not at all. right? So I made that with Claude, and I spent a couple of weeks on that, and I vibe coded it, and that's fine. I have no problem to admitting that. But when it comes to Gen AI and images, it's a whole different topic because, as I said, that's where I have that's my career, that's my job, and I wouldn't feel comfortable, and I would have to lie. And when it starts like that, it's always a sign for me to not use it
Yeah.
because yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like I can do it myself. I can do it better, I would say, and I have
Mhm.
more control in everything. So
Yeah,
yeah.
but okay, obviously you're much more talented than probably like 90% or 99% of all 3D artists. But would you say like it's maybe a bad time for a junior artist to start with 3D or to actually or would you actually be taking the other opinion or the other position and say like people that are looking at AI commercials, they get bored very quickly and they will dodge the AI commercials or AI ads and they kind of road back to the classic 3D generated trailers, for example, or any.
I don't know. It changes so fast. Like
Yeah,
one part of the question was if I am scared. A
yeah,
little bit sometimes. Like
okay.
sometimes I'm like, okay, if you look at Claude code,
Hmm.
like it's I don't know if you worked with that. It's insane.
Hmm.
Really,
Not yet,
it
to be honest.
feels like magic, really. It's I mean, on a technical level, it's autocorrect on steroids, nothing more.
Hmm.
But it's so insane what you can do with it. And when you think that over and over to the end and how fast it advances, it at some point, I don't know, like if maybe it changes even that you use like a combination of AI and Gaussian splats and
Hmm.
they are super art directable, and then all of a sudden you have like a editor like Houdini and C4D, and you can really art direct the AI
Hmm.
output like to the finest detail. Maybe that all changes then, and suddenly all the 3D artists who are super anti AI have like full control of it, and then it's different. I don't know, it just changes so quickly that it feels like it's very hard for me to make up my mind about the whole
Hmm.
AI topic.
Yeah,
Like in
I
the
get
beginning
you.
I was super anti and
Hmm.
was like super like, ah yeah, fuck AI, fuck everyone who uses it.
Hmm.
But then I see it's also very fucking useful
Yeah.
a lot of times, like
W-
fucking saying no to clients, don't want to write a whole paragraph email and sit there and be like, I could spend my time better now and do something else, and just tell ChatGPT to say very politely no,
Mhm.
and then I run it through a little tool that removes all the AI markers so they don't immediately know that it's an AI
Yeah,
reply, and then that's that. So it's just like a time saver in a lot of ways. And
exactly. Yeah.
like for example, people uh there was like I was misquoted on one interview, like not misquoted, but I said something that was taken out of context, and it
Mhm.
follows me to this day. And people say Cornelius Dämmrich models everything himself,
Ah,
and
okay. And people be like,
it's like that thing where like I never said that. I just model a lot of things myself
mhm,
because I like to have the control over the models, and I don't find like the actual fitting ones.
mhm.
These days, I buy a lot of models.
For
Like
sure, everyone does,
I
right?
don't I don't need to model 24 different bottles. Like I can
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
model 5, and I don't have to prove that I can do it. I obviously can do it.
yeah,
It's just like it takes a lot of time to model 24 bottles, and when I find a pack that does everything, I will just buy it and use it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the same goes with like at some point maybe these generators that make you 3D models of something are
Mhm,
so good that you can just feed them an image and they give you like a perfectly subdividable nicely meshed, perfect topo 3D model of something, and I can do that. I can pretty much model almost everything except of humans. Like I can, when it comes to hard surface cars, I can build anything really.
Mhm.
It's no problem for me. But it's like, uh, it just takes time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like building a car with all the details that can easily take up 2 months. Like
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's
exactly.
very well done, and I rather, like, I'm too lazy to do that.
It's
I
also
rather just
it's also a
buy a car.
boring task. Yeah. It's also a boring task.
Yeah,
Like imagine modeling like 10 different cans. Like after the second one, you're probably bored out.
yeah,
That's for sure. And I think
exactly.
everyone that does 3D can understand that for 100%.
Yeah, and
Um,
and at some point, I think maybe if AI gets good enough, maybe that changes too, that I will do that at some point. But
so
I don't know really. That's just like it changes all the time, and I'm super. I still am anti AI
mhm.
sometimes, and it's
so
just very
so
complicated for me to make up my mind.
I don't want to push you into quoting another false statement or something. Don't get me wrong, but would
Yeah,
you agree on the missing puzzle piece is art directability inside of AI?
yeah,
Like, yeah, okay. So
yeah.
it's
Like for example, coding with AI is very directable.
mhm,
Like you can give very specific task, and you can even like the whole process is different, but
mhm,
like I can't when I it's when I make prompt based 3D stuff, it's just like it's a rough estimate that I throw down a hallway, and I just wait for the right thing to come back at me. So there's not really a lot of control in that department. But and that was turning me off immediately, because I have a very specific taste
yeah,
that I
yeah, true.
that I that I worked on for my whole life, and
Mhm,
it's very I have like I'm very good at I always know what I want pretty much when it comes to 3D and for a certain look and how things should feel.
mhm.
And if I can have that through a tool, then the tool is useless for me.
Okay, yeah, that
So
makes sense.
I think once when we get to the point where it's 100% art directable,
Mhm.
then the whole topic becomes like a little bit more difficult when you ask me about if a junior should start with traditional
Okay,
3D, because the
okay,
whole workflow will change.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I think so
yeah.
too.
Like imagine that you have like I don't know, you have an AI DCC or something, and you say, okay, I want a tree. It gives you a Gaussian splat of a tree.
Mhm,
Yeah. And then it's a perfectly photoreal tree made in the AI. And then I can drag the leaves and change the position of it, change the bark, have a slider for the bark depth,
mhm,
everything. Like it's 100% fully controllable, everything.
mhm,
And I press a button and it remeshes it. And I have a perfectly meshed PBR tree,
mhm.
super high res, super high poly, animated, everything rigged. If you tell me that nobody will use that, everyone will use that,
Yeah, yeah, for
obviously.
sure.
And
Yeah.
if you're then the one junior artist who says, no, fuck AI, I will do it the old way, I will go
Mhm.
buy a speed tree subscription,
Yeah.
and then I pay $20 for this one tree model, and then I will fix the rigging in Houdini and the holes in the mesh, and then I will connect it, and then I do all kinds of things that I have to look up myself because I don't use ChatGPT. Well, then you are there and use all your time on fixing problems that you
Yeah,
actually don't want to fix, and
exactly.
then
Yeah, that's a
nobody
good
will do
point.
that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's maybe go into the question that Dennis was writing in the chat. I think about 20 minutes before or something. But I
Sorry,
think
Dennis.
no, all good. I think at least I'm saying that for Dennis now. I'm speaking for Dennis, but I think it is all good. But it was really interesting speaking about AI as well. I think this is a different topic now. So he asked, what's Cornelius' outlook on scene notes, future in cinema 4D or neglectable? And I'm gotta be sorry again. I was drinking energy and I need to go to the toilet again.
That's
So
okay. I can
okay.
answer that in the meanwhile.
Okay, thank you, man.
So C notes, I never worked with them. I feel like their approach is very computer science based. I know a few people who worked with them, and it's not very straightforward in the sense that it makes sense if you don't have a computer science degree. Obviously, Houdini is also very complicated, but it feels a little bit more hands on. But that's just from what I heard. Yeah, so I think they are very powerful and you can do all sorts of things, but you have to have a certain way of thinking and navigating that whole scene notes topic because it's a different approach and it's very like close to actual coding and like calling, like making API calls almost. And yeah, it's not just like getting attributes from A to B, but it's also like a whole lot of more things in the background you have to take care of. But yeah, I don't know much about that. Maybe they have to rethink the whole approach a little bit and make it more approachable for people who don't go into that whole attribute transport topic from a level that's so deep, right? So maybe use the Houdini approach more. If it would be like Houdini, it would be very powerful. Or scene notes in Blender. No, what is it called? Is it scene notes? Geometry notes.
GeoNodes, yeah.
Yeah, GeoNodes. In Blender is a little bit more like on the surface compared to Houdini and scene notes and C4D, and but also very usable because it's faster and you can still do super nerdy shit with it, but
Wait, I was
yeah,
not
C
aware.
notes feel very. Sorry.
Wait, I was not aware of that. Like C nodes are basically like geo nodes in Blender. C nodes are like now in Cinema 4D. It's like the equivalent, or
Yeah, they have
okay,
that's like a whole system they have. It's also very. It's like the whole node-based thing that Houdini does, but like in Cinema 4D. But
okay,
it's not as
crazy.
exposed and it's very, very technical. Like you have to have a computer science degree to use it, really.
Okay,
It's
crazy.
very complicated to use. I heard, never did it myself, but like it makes sense on a programming level, but it's like not super straightforward apparently. So yeah.
Okay, interesting. I wasn't even aware of that Cinema 4D has this kind of feature.
Yeah, also
But,
it's not like really used that much. Like I don't know many people who use it because all the people I know work in Houdini anyways. That
yeah.
would use that kind of stuff and they would rather use Houdini for that.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes Maxon is taking these approaches where they kind of want to have something nice that is working very well in other softwares. Like for example, in Blender, the real-time rendering feature, or in Unreal Engine, the real-time feature basically was in Cinema 4D with Redshift real-time was a crash button. Every time I accidentally toggled on the real-time rendering inside of Redshift, the entire scene crashed and it was never really working. So I feel like they shouldn't copy that much. They should stick to their strengths more. But that's just my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like from a user perspective, I totally feel that. But again, I think that's also there's a lot of business decisions behind all these things when they come out with magic bullet looks or fluid sim or pyro sim in C4D that nobody really uses because if you are at the point where you say I need a pyro sim that looks good, you just go to Houdini.
Exactly, yeah.
And like I don't know. It's maybe also my perspective is very biased, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not working at Maxon. I can't speak for them, obviously.
Yeah, sure,
but
sure. I
Yeah.
can understand that. Yeah, let's go maybe into something more fun. And actually, a lot people were asking me that, and that's probably also something nice that people want to know from you. Will there be more YouTube content, live streams, etc. at some point from you?
Maybe at some point. So there's nothing planned yet. And regarding live streams, the thing is, like, I need like a reason. I couldn't just like go online and do whatever,
Yeah.
right? So because it would just like feel not really. I have to be into it. So I have to be like, I need like a huge motivator. If I have to show, if I have something to show, and that I'm like currently super interested in, and it's just like I feel like, okay, that's worth showing to people that they can watch me do that. That's a different topic. But right now I have nothing where I think, okay, that would be interesting. Obviously, there will be people saying, well, just sit there in front of camera, do whatever. But it's just, it has to
Get
feel
naked.
right for me as well. Like, I can't, like a lot of people say, well, just go there and do portfolio reviews or do, I don't know, play games. But it's just, it also has to feel right for me.
Yeah.
And when I don't feel that I have like, I need like that comfort component a little bit, and feel that there's like a purpose why I'm showing you that right now and everything. So it's just complicated with me. It's just
Yeah.
can never do things like just like that. I need to like, if people have that weird image of me that I'm like that I sit here and have a master plan, and I don't know if people think that, but that I'm like super ambitious, but just like sometimes I play solitaire the whole day and watch YouTube videos.
Nice.
And then there's like 4 days where I push out specs for a self-made compositing tool that I write with AI in a week, and that you could actually sell because it's works so well. And then the next day I'm sitting here and watching a movie that I watched already 24 times because I don't feel any motivation at all. So it's just ups and downs and ups and downs. And I would never say no to live streaming again, but right now there's no
Personally,
motivation for that.
personally, I would love to see you playing solitaire and watching YouTube videos all the day. I
I
would be
mean,
there in the stream. I
yeah.
would be there.
Yeah, I mean, but it would be so boring, and then why do it at all? Right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. So
Pro.
I'm my own biggest critic when it comes to that, and like
I think
like
I
if I
get your
would be
point.
bored watching myself playing
Yeah.
solitaire, like if I watch my own live streams from back then, I would say, yeah, well, that was good that you streamed that. That was very useful. But when I'm just sitting here around, it's also like if I have nothing to do, the opportunity for me to make a fool out of myself is way bigger than to just be not online, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. But I think, like, personally, I sometimes feel like it doesn't need to be always like super informative and nice. Sometimes it's also funny just hanging around with people and talking bullshit
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
get you.
But
It's
I
also, I
yeah,
shouldn't take it too seriously, but when
yeah.
it comes to live streaming and exposing myself like that, it's just harder for
I mean,
me to
I
go
I
that step.
I always think about it like that. Like, there must be something to solitaire that you stick to it for hours, right? Playing it. So there is
Yeah.
probably also something for other people that are watching it, you playing it, and even if it's just entertainment or if it's just hanging around and talking bullshit, it could be also fun for people. And sometimes
Yeah.
I also feel like sometimes people want to watch streams after a long working day that are not so super informative and heavy on the mind and just doing stupid stuff. But I get your point. I get your point. You want to be.
Maybe I should do wipe coding streams.
Yeah, why not?
Making a website.
Why not?
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
I mean,
I did
would
a
be
really
fun.
stupid website actually. Like, that's actually fun. Wait, I should. So
Yeah, can
do
you
you know
show
Dino?
it?
No, I can't. You get
Ah,
banned
okay.
on
Okay, then don't
Twitch
show it.
maybe.
Don't show it.
But
Okay.
do you know Dino Dickens?
No, not at all.
Okay, wait. So I did
Can you show that?
like,
But
you know,
please, I don't
yeah,
want
I
to
can
get
show
banned.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you know my parking lot, right?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Is that shared, by the way, my desktop right now?
Yeah. We can
Okay.
see it.
So you know my parking lot, and I did like a phone booth and everything. And right here, down there, you
Mhm.
can see it really well. That's a dinosaur sitting on a penis.
Mhm.
So I
Okay.
think that's fine. You're not gonna get banned for that.
Yeah, I
But
hope
his
so.
name is Dino Dickens, right?
Mhm.
And at some point, like I don't know, 5 years ago, I noticed that the website dinodickens.com is still available.
Mhm.
And if you go to that website now, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like everyone else can, but don't do it on stream or maybe on your
Okay.
second monitor. Go on your second monitor, maybe.
Yeah, I should do that maybe.
And you can upload a drawing of Dino Dickens. Like we're expanding the lore of Dino Dickens. And yeah, I made that a while ago because it's the 10-year anniversary of 52 Hertz, like the parking lot. And
sorry.
I
This
I
website
thought,
is so
like,
good.
maybe make a community thing, like a band. I like almost lost interest in it, and just sitting there. But if people on your stream want to go there, it's dinodickens.com.
Mhm. It says also beta. Yeah.
You can just play around with it and upload shit. I have to obviously I have to prove things, and there are some rules, but still, I thought it would be funny, so that's something I did in my free time.
Yeah, that's something really funny. I love that. I'm gonna apply something maybe at some point.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but probably cannot do the art piece in the live stream because I would get
It's
banned.
yeah. Maybe
it's a funny.
don't show it.
Yeah, but it's a
It's not.
funny website. Why not, right?
I made that in a day, so wasn't much work.
Gotcha. By the way, I can remember like maybe 2 years or something before there was a German media, like something from the öffentlich-rechtlichen. They had an interview with you. Was it about NFTs or something? They came. I think they came home to you.
Yeah, that was part of it. It was the WDR, the West German.
Is it still
broadcast.
up? Is it still up? Because I was trying to find it, and
I hope not.
You didn't like it? I think it was really, really cool and funny, actually.
It was funny, but it's like I hate the way I look in there.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
I think
because I sit here like Gollum, like on the.
No, bro. I mean, I gotta admit though, you have the classical, and I also have it on my own, the classical shrimp-sized or the shrimp-shaped bag. But I have this. Bag. Yeah. I have it on my own, so I can say that.
They didn't show me from my pretty side. No, but it was okay. It's just like I don't know, seeing myself on camera when it's not like on a podcast or a live stream is always weird for me. Like walking and being like it makes me self-conscious.
Yeah.
So don't show that. But people, you can look it up. It's WDR and then Cornelius Dämmrich or something, and then or you can post it in the chat or something.
I don't know. I cannot find it anymore. Was it this one? Can you see it in the Twitch stream? I don't know. I think it was pretty cool. I think you're.
Köln rüstet auf mit
right? Was it?
Die Leute
It's
Ja, und wir haben ihn jetzt gerade im Beitrag gesehen und jetzt ist er bei uns,
No, I
Patrick
think it was
Ritte.
not this one. I
have
was
to
just
refresh
googling.
Twitch
I was
thing.
just googling WDR Cornelius Dämmrich, but I couldn't. I was like, I was really trying to look it up and trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. And I was like, am I tripping? Like, is this something I was dreaming of or so? But there was actually this interview, and I thought it was really cool because they also showed like some of your artworks, and it was a really cool German
Yeah.
kind of episode. But yeah, I agree. Somehow they.
I can't find it for some reason. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Maybe
all
it's
good.
offline.
Yeah, I was also thinking about it.
I think I have it on my hard drive still, but it's
Yeah.
I don't know where actually.
Okay, no worries. I didn't want to put you now in a weird.
It's okay. It's okay.
Weird space, but so we're having two questions left. We're coming to an end. So one question is, speaking about
if
your
I have
artworks.
ADHD. Oh, somebody's asking if I have ADHD.
Yeah,
Wait.
that's also a question in the chat.
Actually, so when I was a child, I got tested because I was so bad at school. It was negative. And a year ago, I got tested again, and it was also negative. I still think I might have it, but I'm on antidepressants right now, and that fixes a lot of the side effects. So maybe that I just like, because the woman who tested me said, "No, bro, you're just depressed as fuck," and I was like, "Oh well, really?" Because I didn't feel very depressed. But then I like try to look at it a little bit more. So I might maybe I notice like some depressed tendencies, and then I thought, hey, maybe I'm a little bit depressed. And then I started taking antidepressants, and now I'm feeling very great.
Good to hear, man. So it's helping you taking those
Yeah.
Okay, that's something I'm very happy to hear about. I was not aware of that. I mean, you mentioned earlier in this talk that you had a depressive phase during the kitchen
I
project.
have them all the time.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, man.
No, it's just like it's ups and downs, really. It depends on the circumstances of life and everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's like, especially in the world climate today, if you look at the news, it's very easy to have like a certain feeling of dread.
Yeah.
Like I try to avoid reading the news even these days, and just take life from a day-to-day perspective and try to be more open. And like, we signed up for gym, my wife and I, today. So
nice.
We just try to live our life the best we can. And yeah,
I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm happy that those meds are helping you, and that you should probably avoid media then, or newspaper, and
no, it's like I can read it. Like today I went on a German news site and read, okay, there's like there's still war in Iran. Let's maybe not keep reading.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, maybe I should stay informed, but like, for the sake of my mental health, I try to not like indulge myself too much into things that make me upset. And then
yeah, I mean, whatever works for you, and if that's the way that works well for you, I think it's totally fine. And I just know that depression is not a easy something like a cold that you catch and you just get rid of it. It's a very hard and energy sucking illness.
I did like probably 8 years of therapy over all my life. So it's just like, it's an ongoing topic, having like episodes where I feel like that's all. Like in the past I had like an episode of anxiety disorder and stuff like that, but it's the first time I'm actually taking a medication against that. And so far, there's very little side effects, and I feel very good. And I encourage everyone to talk about their feelings more, and about depression in general, because it feels like, especially like for men don't talk about their feelings a lot.
Yeah.
Men should talk about their feelings a lot.
Yeah.
Where's my wife? Hello, wife.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're absolutely right. I think we should talk about that more. And I also had like, especially after COVID, I had this kind of anxiety, the social anxiety, because you were not
Oh,
used
yes.
to it anymore, right? To those big crowds, and I felt very uncomfortable in side of big crowds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it got better after time again. But I as far as I can
Did you
remember,
have
like
COVID, by the way?
I had it, I think twice or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hard, and I got vaccinated a couple of times, I think 3 times or something, but
Yeah, same.
it still was pretty hard.
Yeah, I
For me.
was lucky enough. Like when I got it, like my friends all were like sick like dogs for a week,
Mhm.
and I was like, I had like some joint pain in the first days, and then it was just okay. It was no big deal for me, but it's still like COVID was such a wild time. That was
Yeah,
crazy if you think
surreal,
back on
right?
it, and it feels so far away now.
Yeah,
It's just like.
it feels like it was a dream or something. It was not
Yeah,
real or
really
something.
crazy. You couldn't meet with anyone.
Yeah.
I was still employed when COVID hit,
Mhm.
and the company didn't get any jobs. So there was nothing going on, and we were like, they were like, okay, just please everyone take your whole holiday now. And I had like 3 months of paid leave, pretty much.
Mhm.
Because I was working half time, so only 3 days a week, and then the weekend in between, so it spread out a lot my holiday time. And then there was also like something in Germany we have Kurzarbeit when they reduce the
Yeah.
work,
Short work, I think it's called
a
in
short work.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like just playing MMO and Final Fantasy MMO all day with my wife and voice chat for months. It was COVID and nothing was going on. You couldn't travel, you couldn't
Yeah.
meet with people,
Yeah.
you would just watch YouTube. I mean, it was like I'm not joking about that because a lot of people
Mhm.
struggled a lot during that time, especially
Mhm.
with mental health, and if they
Yeah.
had like children at home and stuff like that. It was very hard on a lot of people. For me, it was just like I got lucky in a way that it was so
Mhm.
easy for me, but still, it was so crazy if you think about that now.
Yeah, I think if you are an introvert, for example, I think it was actually for some people quite a nice time. But we as
Yeah,
a humans, we are some social kind of
yeah,
creatures or
yeah,
animals, and we need to socialize with each other. And it was a very weird time. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
yeah.
Um, so we have another question also that maybe leads
Yes.
from COVID to the next decade of wonderful life periods. So where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you have any upcoming big plans, or are you thinking even about the next 10 years, or is it just like you said at some point you're trying to live every day and enjoy the day just like it
I
is?
have absolutely no fucking clue, really. It's just
Okay.
I don't know if what in like 10 years is a long time
Yeah,
in
I agree.
like 1 year ago. No,
Mhm.
it's just like the pace of the changes are so big that I can't, like, I'm really not planning. Like, I have things I want,
Mhm.
obviously. Like, I would like to have a house at some point, maybe. I'm not,
Mhm.
I don't know how, because the
Yeah.
house is expensive as fuck,
Yeah.
and I'm not that rich. But yeah, I don't know, really. I just want to be healthy, happy, and not super poor. That's
Yeah.
all I care about, really. And yeah,
Yeah, and
I have
hopefully
no master plan,
and
really.
hopefully even in 10 years you're going to continue doing your lovely masterpieces in 3D, or maybe
Maybe
in AI when it's so art directable that you can slide the
we will
bark
see.
slider of
That's
the
also
tree or
like a
something.
big factor
Yeah.
on from a professional point of view. Like
Yeah.
how much does AI change everything?
Yeah.
Will I be able to do that in 10 years even? I don't know. Like for right now, I don't feel like making super elaborate big pieces at all. Like the last really big piece was the corner store thing.
Mhm.
And after that, there were like more medium-sized ones because I don't feel like spending a year on one piece. That I just don't feel like it right now.
Yeah, bro. I also feel like I had one project in my entire career that was longer than I think 3 months. It was about 5 or 6 months, and it was
Yeah.
shading a space station for a Checker Toby movie for Ike Sponsor back in the days. And
Oh, I remember X-Sponsor.
yeah, they're quite well known, I would say, in Munich. But I'm always like really. I think people that are working like longer than 3 or 4 months on one piece, I never understood them because I got so bored by my own work, and I like the longer the project was, the more motivation it takes for me to go back to the project and keep on continuing. Those like I always like to do quick and little scenes, like little funny renderings that just took me like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 weeks to create or something. And it was so energy draining actually to work on a piece longer than 3 months.
Yeah. I feel that like I like both really. That's weird, but it's
Mhm,
like when I work on a big piece and I'm like, okay, when I push that even more and I push it even more, then it
mhm.
like then it will be so amazing, and I have like that thrill that if I keep going, that it will be super amazing, and that keeps me engaged. But
Okay.
then on the other hand, I also like doing like these shorter ones, like
Mhm.
maybe 1 month, like that
Yeah.
car thing, for example, that wasn't like that didn't take too long. Um,
Mhm.
and I really also enjoy that. It's just like I need like a mix.
Yeah.
And the next project is a commercial project, an animation project, which is hopefully gonna turn out well.
Cool.
But it's right now I'm more like focusing in my free time. I'm doing almost no 3D related things and just playing around with that for
Cool,
my
yeah.
my personal interest. And for the job, if I get paid for it, then I do 3D. But it's
Mhm.
like I feel like right now I'm not really in the mood to make like a super huge 3D piece.
Sure.
Like I want to make a game one day. I want to make
Nice.
an animated short at some point. Like I have many ambitions in different fields. It's just like I'm just waiting for the right ideas, and
If you are doing a game, by the way, I would love to play an alpha test or something here in a stream.
sure,
That would be super
yes,
nice, by the way. That would be
yeah,
super nice.
you can do that.
So
Uh,
yeah,
Maybe in the 10 years or
I
so when it's done.
yeah, maybe. I don't want to push you into any direction. I think you should live your life, and if you don't feel like doing those kind of big 3D pieces right now, I think that's fine. I think everyone has those periods, and also we as artists are developing, right? And we're sometimes developing in more into a direction that leads us away from 3D, and sometimes it leads us into 3D. Sometimes we circle
Yeah.
back to 3D or whatever. Whatever. I feel like
Yeah. I
everything is
mean,
fine.
the most stable constant in my life was always 3D, and I always
Mhm.
came back to it. So it's not like I quit.
Yeah.
People will
Yeah.
misquote me now. Oh, Cornelius quit 3D. No, I didn't. It's
Yeah,
just like
guys.
right now, like in my private time, I'm doing not a big, huge
Mhm.
piece right now.
Sure,
I'm doing
sure.
other things, but eventually these things will lead back to 3D
Yeah,
in some way. I mean, it's
yeah.
still like, as I said, that the CRT tool that I made or making right now, it has to do with editing and some visual
Mhm.
thing. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, we're pretty much on the end, but let's maybe start a little open round if someone wants to ask Cornelius something. I think we have one question in the chat from Ika that says, "What do you think of AI as a tool or replacer?" I don't know if you want to speak about it, because I think we spoke a little bit about AI, but maybe
I don't think it will
yeah.
replace me until it's fully art directable.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like if I
exactly.
can push out the stuff I do now in a day, then it obviously has replaced me. But so far that's not possible. And if I can do my work now that I do now in a day, in that with that scope,
Mhm.
yeah, then we're all fucked. No, but it's
Yeah.
just no, it's not. We're not fucked. But it's just gonna change the industry. And if it's art directable to that
Yeah.
degree, then I don't know. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it when that happens.
Exactly, yeah. So another question is, I don't know if you already been asked this, but why did you stop streaming? I think we also spoke about that, and you said that you kind of need a reason for it to start to stream.
Yeah.
You kind of need a bigger. It's not like you don't like to stream and play solitaire or watch YouTube
No, it's
videos
just like
or
I
do
need like a
portfolio reviews.
motivator
Yeah,
to start
yeah,
with it, and it's just like right now there is nothing where I feel like that it's worth showing, and when I feel like that, like obviously people would maybe disagree with that I should just stream whatever, but like I personally need that motivator to show something worth showing. And if I personally don't have that, I can't just sit here, because then it feels dishonest, and I don't know, that I would
yeah.
feel off the whole time, and that would make me uncomfortable at some point, because then I just sit here and be like, oh well, let's browse the internet with Cornelius and watch YouTube videos. And I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know.
I
It's just
every time I feel like, for example, when I'm file caching or something, or when I don't have any idea what I have to do in the live stream, I'm playing GeoGuessr. Do you know this game?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a funny one actually, and I kind of like it. So it's a nice in between to kind of fill some gaps when yeah, I'm waiting for file caches or stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
I
doing
love
that,
that.
but I get it that it's like I couldn't make a stream, for example, where I'm just playing GeoGuessr for like 3 hours or something. That also
Yeah.
wouldn't make sense for me, actually.
I
So
actually planned a comeback stream a
yes,
while ago,
let's
and
go.
I had like everything set up already, camera, everything was ready, and
Mhm.
at the last minute I was like, eh. I was just like not feeling it,
No.
and then I stopped it, and then put everything away. I had like new Twitch layout, and everything was super
Mhm.
super nice, but yeah, it's just I need a certain motivation, and then
Yeah,
at some point it might come back.
I understand that. So we have another question. Ika is asking, is music your motivator? Which genres do you
Sometimes
like? Yeah.
I like soundtracks, electronic music, neoclassic, uh, metal, sometimes hip hop,
Mhm.
all sorts of music. A lot of times it's a big motivator that gets me like in the mood,
Yeah.
like it just like gives me the pump, the mental pump, and I'm sitting here like hyping myself up and be like, wow, that song is so crazy. I feel like a million things right now.
Nice.
And then it just gets me going. And then I listen to the same song for 3 weeks until it's dead and I can't
Yeah, yeah.
listen to it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think you're
there's Alex. I see Alex when we finally switch to Houdini.
good question, yeah. Good
Yeah.
question, Alex. Um,
Alex, soon now, I don't know. We will see. Our project is starting soon. So tomorrow I will
really,
switch to
really good
Houdini.
question, yeah. But speaking about music, I also saw that you created this kind of music video, right? From the metal band, from the German
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that one was also really, really cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was crazy how many shots that was, and
yeah.
in what time I did that, but it was uh it's very static. Like I like
Mhm.
about the Zero Parade stuff that we have characters in there, and
Mhm.
we like what I told the guy was like, okay, we can do all of that. That's fine. But like, we can't do character animation unless you give me more money. And yeah, that was that. So the budget was just not high enough for doing characters, and I just always wanted to do a music video, and then we worked around that with like these puppets.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It feels like a miniature world or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was the idea, kind of.
So we have a few more questions. Have anyone asked the most important question yet? What is the most important question, Glepik?
I don't know.
What would you do if white collar work ceased to exist? Is Gardener an option?
What if white collar work ceases to exist? Is Gardener an option? I have no idea. I would probably do something with engineering or building tables or something.
Don't leave the creative industry.
I mean, if it's like, imagine there's no creative industry, what would I do then?
Yeah, probably.
Like, maybe be a nurse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Be a nurse.
Okay. Yeah. I know the most important question, and I actually prepared Cornelius for that before we started the stream. I said to him that this will come at some point of the stream, and I was actually a little bit disappointed that it didn't come. But now we have the question here: ass or tits?
Ass.
Quick and dirty ass. Okay, yeah.
Always nice. Ass.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Any more questions, guys? I think this was a very nice and chilled and very relaxed talk. And thank you very much for being part of this. Of course, you can spank it. I had one up. I don't know. If you were a painter, which genre painter would you be, like impressionist or cubic?
I would just do the same like I do now, just with paint. So hyper-real crap. Probably.
Nice. Yeah, guys, I think it's a nice end. The best question was for the end. So it's pretty cool to end the stream maybe here. I would like to say thank you so much for being part of the stream. I really had a lot of fun, and it's obviously an honor for me to kind of have a stream together with this legend here, guys.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. Have a lovely Sunday evening, and I'm looking forward to see many more projects from you, like Zero Parade stuff and many more. You teased us a little bit about 3D printing and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see what's coming up in the next couple of months and years, and hopefully we can do a part 2 of this lovely stream at some point. That would be very nice. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much, my friend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.